Hey everybody, this is Gary Trahey with Cooking Hot with Chef Gary, Getting Hot with Chef Gary. I just want to say hi. I decided I was going to do a show tonight, and I literally just got out of work. So, and I figured I wasn't going to get changed and be in all of my grossness. Hey Chris, how you doing, brother? And so what I'm doing tonight is I'm a little bit hungry. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how I make a couple of different items and how I put it together. And folks, this dish tonight, like I said, I've been pulling away. Hello, my niece Emily. I've been what'd you say? Okay. Let's see. I don't know how to do. Hi everybody. So what I wanted, hey Brandon. So what I wanted to be able to show you is like I said, tonight's dish is purely and totally ketogenic. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of get this started so that way you guys can kind of see what I have going on the stove, and then we're going to talk in a few minutes. And so, okay, which I'm still getting used to this new stove. So on the stove right here, as you're going to be able, as you see, I'm melting down. I have a little bit of coconut oil. And I love coconut oil, and I'm going to talk a little bit about coconut oil because I'm going to have some cooking time that I'm going to be needing to do. And so what we're starting off with is I have some wonderful peppered bacon, really good, and I have a half a sliced onion. This is probably about, 3 or 4 slices of a peppered bacon, nice and thick and just everything. The reason I'm doing the coconut oil in here with the bacon is because I just want to be able to raise up my my cooking temperature and to be able to get that going really, really well. So this show is going to take just a little bit. Hey, Billette, how you doing? Hey, Mike, how you doing? Mike, one of these days we gotta cook together, Mike, and Billette, you too. So what we're doing is like I said, I have this wonderful bacon here, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get that right in the pan. And I'm going to let that render down just for a couple minutes before I add the onion. And we're just going to do that. And this is actually one of my favorite. And folks, this is just for my vegetable dish. And I have this on a high temp. And I'm just going to get this cooked down. And normally I'd probably do it just a little bit slower. Just because of the fact that, but because I'm doing this live, it just makes it a little bit, I have to do just a little bit faster so I can get everybody to go through to be able to do that. So I'm going to let the bacon cook down just a little bit. I hope everybody had a really, really good day. And let me see, somebody's writing. Okay, good, Mike. I'd love to be able to do that. And so right now what I'm doing is I'm making my vegetable. And yeah, it has a lot of bacon in it that I'm going to render down. It has lots of onion in it, sliced onion, which is going to be really, really good. I want all that wonderful bacon fat in there. It is so good. And what I'm doing is I'm doing my Brussels sprouts. Now, a lot of you may be turning around and saying, Gary, Brussels sprouts are absolutely disgusting. And boy, there's a lot of light shining right over there. I'm going to try to turn that just a little bit. So it's making my head look really, really white. So if you've never had Brussels sprouts, don't give up on Brussels sprouts. Brussels sprouts are, yes, exactly, it is the sexiest word in the dictionary. Brussels sprouts are absolutely amazing if they're done right, and they're really, really good. And because I hated Brussels sprouts until I started doing them this way. And I'm going to be doing Brussels sprouts a couple of different ways. Look at how much just 3 things of bacon is rendered down on all that, and we're going to, folks, that's just utter gorgeousness in there. So now I've rendered that down just a little bit. I'm going to throw in my onions, and I'm going to put those right over there, and I'm going to just get rid of that, and just start rendering down my, I'm going to continue rendering down my bacon, and now I'm going to add add my sliced onions, and I'm going to start letting those completely break down as well. What I want to do is I want to get my bacon as much as I can broken down, rendered down, before I add my Brussels sprouts. The Brussels sprouts will probably take, maybe about 10 minutes to cook in their final stage. Now, let me show you the Brussels sprouts on what I'm doing here. I have a big plate of Brussels sprouts. And folks, these are going to cook down. What I did is I just took off the ends. Brussels sprouts are very easy. I just took off the ends and quartered them. I'm not par cooking them because of the fact that I absolutely love the fresh flavor. Hello, Miss Disney. And I absolutely love the fresh flavor of Brussels sprouts. They're absolutely fantastic. They taste great. And folks, like I said, this dinner I'm doing tonight is very high fat. It's ketogenic. And so they're just really, really good. So I've got I'm just going to give this a little bit of a stir. And those are just coming out really, really good. And I want my bacon to cook just a little bit more before I add the Brussels sprouts. Folks, this dish is going to go really pretty fast, and I still have my flame on a little bit high. So, and yeah, Deb, I absolutely love Brussels sprouts are my absolute favorite too. I want you to be able to see what I'm doing in the pan. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to scooch down just a little bit. So like I said, I just got out of work. Had a pretty good day today. Worked with Debbie, Patsy, and James, and just had a lot of fun. And it was a really, really good time. So from now, what I'm going to do is I have my bacon. It's crisping up. It's going to continue cooking. I'm just going to put my Brussels sprouts in there. Okay? And I'm just going to do that. Now, you want to be really careful with Brussels sprouts. Brussels sprouts have a lot of liquid in them. And once they hit the heat and the oil, hear the popping? They're popping in there, folks. And so what that's going to do is you just want to be very, very, very careful not to burn yourself or stand over the pan and have your face stand over it because you don't want to get burned. Okay? But folks, this is an absolutely fantastic way of doing Brussels sprouts. I absolutely love it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to let that just kind of sit there for just a few minutes. And I'm just going to let that just get hot. And I'm going to take a little bit of my kosher salt. I need to refill it. I'm not going to put very much on because of the bacon. Bacon has a lot of sodium in it. And so I'm not going to do a lot of that. But I am going to add just a hint more black pepper. And I have some granulated garlic. And as you can see, I'm just going to put a sprinkling of granulated garlic over the top. Because garlic, bacon, Brussels sprouts, you can't beat that. And I'm also going to add, I have some of my crushed red pepper, and I'm just going to add just a little bit of crushed red pepper. I love crushed red pepper. Maybe a quarter of a teaspoon. Absolutely fantastic. So, while that's cooking, we're going to have a conversation, because I'm not going to I'm going to actually add one more thing. Sorry. I need a cup. Let's just use this one. And just going to get just a little bit of water. And I'm just going to add a little bit of water to the pan to get some steam in there. Okay, and that's going to help with the cooking process as well. Okay? Hear that? So really, 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 really nice. I had a friend ask me the other day who watched the show, "Hey Ryan, how you doing, brother?" And so I was, the other day when I was at work, my boss James asked me why I was cooking with coconut oil. And coconut oil is a very, very powerful tool within the ketogenic world. Hey Cheryl, how are you? And so when you're cooking with coconut oil is so important for brain power, brain stimulation. You know something, folks? Your brain is nothing but a sponge. It's an absolute sponge. And what it does is absorbs. And a lot of people, when they go on diets and when they go through any form of diets, the one thing they do is they completely cut out their fats. And thank you so much. Appreciate that, bro. So they cut out their fats. And what they do is, that's why ketogenic is so awesome and works really, really well, is because of the fact that it's a high-fat diet, and we eliminate our carbs and our sugars. So when you're adding in the fat, and that's why coconut oil is so wonderful. In ketogenics, we believe in a couple things: coconut oil, olive oil, and MCT oil. Now, for those of you who've never heard MCT oil, double check on it. It's called medium chain triglycerides. Okay, and it's a very good oil for you. And you can have it. Hey, bro, how you doing, Larry? Hey, Alan. And so you should really check on it because it improves brain power. It's also showing great results. It's not scientifically proven yet, but it will be. And what it does is it allows the brain to do much better and to function better, even with Alzheimer's research. And yeah, normally 2 tablespoons a day. There's Brian. I've been waiting for you, my buddy. So I'm just going to take these, and so that's one reason why I use coconut oil so much. I go through, let me show you real quick. This is MCT oil, okay, and sometimes I just put this in my coffee, okay? And this is coconut oil, pure coconut oil. You can get it at Walmart, you can get it anywhere you want. Really good. And it's absolutely fantastic for you. So I'm going to show you, we're going to scan down to the pan for a minute, okay? And we're going to scan down to the pan and look at these Brussels sprouts. And I'm giving them their first flip. They're still on high, and folks, they smell completely and totally amazing. Absolutely amazing. Isn't this gorgeous? I absolutely love this. And I'm just giving this a really nice stir. And the water really seemed to help. And we're just going to let those just continue cooking. The bacon is cooking absolutely lovely. And these are just going to be outrageously flavorful. Very excited about that. So I'm just going to let those just continue cooking. So if anybody has any questions, please feel free to ask. Sister Sabald is watching. I'm sure she is. But yeah, that's one reason why I use coconut oil so much in my diet. And for those people who suffer from depression, bipolar, anxiety, stuff like that, for some reason, coconut oil also seems, and being in, eliminating carbs and sugar, really seem to help stimulate brain power. I went off of, as many of you know, I suffer from pretty bad depression and anxiety, and I've been very open about it. And I went off ketogenics for probably about 5 or 6 months. I went through a real bad time, and I noticed that I was really battling depression again and anxiety to a very bad degree. And so since I've been back on it, it's been very manageable because I desperately try not to be medicated. And just try to work that off there as well. So I'm doing that. So this is just part of my dinner, okay? So I'm going to work on the next part of my dinner because these Brussels sprouts, believe it or not, are almost ready. I have my saute, I'm going to turn this over just a little bit. And I have another saute pan right here, a smaller one. And you're going to understand what I do. I have a little bit of fat already in there. And I'm just going to turn this on. And I'm going to get that pan nice and hot. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a couple of eggs and I'm just going to fry up a couple of eggs. So that way I can also do, this dinner is multi steps, folks. So I got that pan going right there. And I'm going to come over here and grab something else. And so that way I can do that and be able to do this. I really need to get another table so that way it'll be much easier for me to be able to cook and to be able to show you what I'm doing. So I'm going to put this down so you can actually see me a little bit. And I'm going to take it and I'm just going to drop one egg right in there. For those of you who can't do eggs single-handed, that's okay. That's perfectly acceptable. I've been doing it for a few years, and it's actually pretty darn easy to do. I'm also getting my avocado ready. Best way to do an avocado is just take it and just roll your knife. Don't let the knife cut the avocado. You roll the avocado, okay? So, and I'm just going to take that off. Folks, leave the pit in the avocado. It will help it from not turning dark. So I have my eggs there, and I'm just going to turn this down to a medium heat because I don't want those to completely go up. And I'm just going to take my avocado, and I'm just going to do just a simple score, okay? And very simple, very easy. And you can see what I'm doing right there. And that's my avocado, which I'm going to use in just a couple of minutes. I'm going to just stir up my mixture right here. That's coming out. Look at how absolutely dark and gorgeous, and that's crisping up, folks. Absolutely beautiful. I can still use the same spatula. Okay, so that's cooking up very, very nicely. And folks, we're about 2 minutes away from being completely done with this whole entire dish. I'm going to keep my eggs nice and up. And what I'm going to do, folks, is I'm just going to flip this real easy. This is going to be a practice thing for some of you. Some of you may not be able to do this, but that's okay. So I'm just doing that. Look at how that's from the grease because I already made something in there. And so I'm just going to let that just cook up a little bit. I still want the yolks just a little bit moist. So that's going to be really nice. And the pan is nice and hot. So I'm just going to get ready, and I am just going to turn that off right now. Now, what I'm going to also do is I'm just going to take that and I'm going to put that right over there. Okay, since that's there. And I'm going to take my, I'm going to turn off my, my Brussels sprouts dish. And what I'm going to do is just give that another little stir. And we're going to start to put the plate together, folks. So I'm just going to take some of this. I'm just going to do it free-handed. Normally I'd probably want to do this on a table or something. And I'm just going to put it right on the center of my plate. Okay? And there's quite a bit here, as you can see. And folks, the smell is utterly and completely incredible. This would probably actually, this Brussels sprouts and bacon would adequately do 2 people. I got to put a lot on the plate so that way you can actually see how it all kind of comes together and looks. It just looks really yummy. Okay, so I'm going to take this off there. And I'm going to move that actually right up there. And move this right over there. I'm going to take this and cover that up right there. And I'm just going to go right here. Okay? And so what I'm going to do from here is I have some of this. It's called balsamic glaze. Now, Brussels sprouts and balsamic glaze are just really yummy. And I'm sorry this is a long show. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a little bit of balsamic glaze because I want to be able to flavor layers. Okay? So I have that there. Then what I'm going to also do is in here in the oven, I made myself a burger a few minutes ago. And I have a nice, wonderful, medium rare burger. And I'm just going to put it right on the top there. Okay? As you can see right there. Get rid of that. And then on top of there, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my 2 fried eggs right over the top. Then I'm going to take, I need to get a spoon. Actually, I'm going to grab 2 spoons. And I'm going to put that up there, and I'm going to grab my avocado. And see, I have my avocado right here. Very lovely dish. And I'm just going to take my sliced avocado, and I'm just going to put it right over the top, and put that right over there, the rest of that. And I'm just going to kind of fan this out, just like that. Okay, my friends? Now, the other day, I did a show on blue cheese. I made a homemade blue cheese dressing. I just absolutely love blue cheese. And I'm just going to take a couple spoonfuls of blue cheese and just drizzle it right over the top. And that blue cheese dressing, homemade blue cheese dressing, is absolutely and completely amazing. And it's going to be extremely tasty on that dish. It is going to be beautiful. What do you think about that, folks? That looks amazing. Hi, Sonia. And so what this is, it's just a Brussels sprouts and bacon with a little bit of balsamic glaze. There's a beef burger in there with fried eggs on the top, avocado, and blue cheese dressing right over there. Absolutely fantastic. Folks, like I said, Cooking Hot with Chef Gary is just a project that I'm working on, and it's a break off of the Executive Keto Chef. This gives me an ability to be. Thank you, Mary Beth. Gives me an ability to be able to make more different things more normal, and then give you alternatives for paleo and keto, and to be able to do it. But folks, this dinner tonight, I mean, look at that. This is ketogenic and paleo, and it's completely dietetic. And folks, it's amazing. It's absolutely fantastic. What a great, great dish. Oh, good, Debbie, make it. And folks, it just tastes great, and it's good for you. It's going to help you lose weight and to be able to do this. But you want to completely cut back your carbohydrates. Yeah, I need to deliver. And so to be able to do that, folks, it's been a pleasure to have you join me tonight. Like I said, I just got out of work, and I'm a little bit hungry. And you can see, as you can see, by the size of the plate. So watch the video. If you have any questions, drop me a message. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. It's been a pleasure. And this is Getting Hot with Chef Gary. Gary Trahey signing out. Good night.